Hey everyone, Bob the Canadian with episode number 3 in the Learning Lords of Middle-earth series. So this one I want to talk about the Keeper's ring abilities. So in the base version, you have the 3 elven rings. They allow you to change any die to something else, right? So they all still do that, but you'll notice they look bigger and different and have a picture of Gandalf, Gladdrill, and Elrond there on them. So what they mean is that you can also use these rings to do something special, and that doesn't count towards your limit of spending 1 ring per turn. So if you used all their abilities, you could spend all 3 rings in 1 turn, but obviously you're doing something different. So Gandalf's is, I think, the one I've seen the least used. So if you separate him as Gandalf the Grey, say to Bree, you may then spend his ring, and it has a cool dark side, and you chuck it over to the shadow side, along with any 1 action die to immediately activate the nation that he's in and put it all the way to war. There you go. I know that sounds pretty cool, but it, like I said, I haven't seen it very much. It still costs 2 dice to do at most mustering 3 times. So I don't know. I think it's cool to use on Rohan, especially because they're, no, they don't have a Book of Mizarble or a Fearfire Foes, and they're not the Gondor or elves, so they don't get attacked to war pretty quickly anyway. So I have seen it used a few times. It's always been on Rohan anyway. So you're welcome to experiment with it. I just don't think it's very strong personally anyway. Okay. So next up is Gladdrill and Elrond's abilities I see very often anyway. So if Gladdrill's in play, you, after the Fellowship moves and an eye gets drawn, you may use Galadriel's ring, doesn't need to be spent with an eye, to delete this eye from the game. So it goes into hunt removed. It will never go back into the bag, not even when the Fellowship gets to Mordor. And then the Shadow player draws a new tile. So say you got hit, absurdly unluckily, you got hit 3 times and they pulled an eye, you might want to use Galadriel's ring there. It can also be used, if you're declaring past the Balrog and an eye gets drawn, you don't want to lose your guy. But I'm moving ahead to information we haven't covered yet, so I'm going to not talk about that. Really strong in Mordor anyway. If you run into an eye that would do 4 or 5 damage, you can use Galadriel to dodge that and hopefully hit something else. So Elrond's die, also very powerful. It allows you to, say you just moved the Fellowship. You may use Elrond's ring to pull that die back as if you had not done anything. So you still moved the Fellowship, and you still, the hunt still got rolled for, but that die goes back to your force pool. So not only can you spend it again, but it's out of the hunt box, so you can move again, getting hit at 6s again. And also, say, okay, that doesn't help very much. Let's put a couple of these back just to pretend that things are more normal. I'm not allowed to change 2 at the same time, huh? Say that they're normal dice, you can use it to change the tempo as well. So right now, Shadow Player is going to go last, Free People's has to go first. But if I do that, I move, and then I use Elrond's ring to pull it back. Now Shadow Player has to go now, and now I'm the one going last. So this can be useful for a sneak attempt at a Free People's military win, or more commonly, for dodging cruel weather. If the Fellowship is right here, and you just need to move 1 more time, ensuring that you go last means they don't get a chance to play cruel weather. Now, if they have a chance to reveal you, that can also be the end of the world then. But yeah. So anyway, that is the 3 Elven Ring abilities. For Shadow, they don't get any cool extra abilities. It's still just spending rings as usual. So, but yeah, it leaves a lot of room for creativity from the Free People's player about like when to use Elrond's ring or Galadriel's ring. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.